Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. This is not your first time. Thank you for coming back. Pisces. Pisces. So, guys, um this is a Piscean reading. But if you find yourself here without any Pisces in your chart, no Pisces to cross watch for, and you're feeling very drawn and really resonating with what I'm saying, the message, it's probably your message too. Okay. So, Pisces, I asked our higher selves what this reading was going to be about, and I heard out of the pocket and into the frying pan. That doesn't sound good. That sounds like we's about to get burned. Someone's about to get burned or cooked, fried. I don't know. Whatever, whatever. So here goes. Card number 13, Power of Attraction. Obviously, this is the twin card. It's a twin card, whatever. You're attracting to you the very thing that you need for your growth. Okay. Although this can carry with it an implication that what's being drawn to you like a magnet is a twin type energy, not necessarily the person, but the energy that might be being brought back to you. Um, I don't know. It's kind of this like mismatch. Okay, my hair is irritating me. It's kind of like this feeling of um like a really deepening within yourself. You know what I mean? A real deepening within yourself, and that's being filled with an energy. Now, maybe that twin card came up because the energy that's filling this this space is a reflection of you. Does that make sense? It's a reflection of you. It doesn't always mean whenever a twin card pops up, it doesn't always mean that it has to do with a twin coming back and you guys being in a romantic relationship. So, card number 11, flashover, it's all in your head. So it's all in your head. This expectation that you might be having, any kind of aversion to what these cards might potentially mean, that's all in your head. I feel people getting sour now, like, oh, fine. Right, Phil? Fine. Well, here's the thing. Card number 8, Chiron, healing. Now's the perfect time for you to heal your fractals, to really reunify your masculine and feminine aspects. You have both twins within you. Okay. The masculine and the feminine halves. You have both within you, and it's time to really allow that to heal. See what I'm saying? Maybe it's not about a person, maybe it's about you. Choo, choo, choo. Let's see. Card number 8. Uh-huh. The wound is a place where the light enters you. So if you feel like you've been wounded because of interactions with someone or lack of interaction with someone, that wound is where the light is entering. That's the place where your healing is taking place. Maybe someone hurt you by just being a reflection of you. I mean, we don't really know. We can't speak in absolutes. These are really just little tidbits of information that you have to piece together on your own. Okay. So healing must take place before you're able to deal with your matter. Um, okay. Ooh. Chiron is a Greek word for man horse. In myth, Chiron, the centaur, is the wisest of all creatures, was a wounded healer and self-enlightened shaman. Oh my God, Pisces, we are such wounded healers. Mm-hmm. Wounded healers. And society would have you think that you are somehow less than because you're wounded, that you have to deny that you have wounds, that you have to deny your need to heal. Because if you don't, that's admission of a shortcoming. That's admission of something negative about you. But in reality, the people who are able to help heal the most to help heal the deepest and the most efficiently are those who themselves have been wounded or possibly are still wounded. And in their attempt to heal themselves, they are learning from creation firsthand how to help others heal. So when people call you a wounded healer, take that as a compliment. That's people recognizing, despite the fact that they're unable to appreciate, that doesn't even matter. They are recognizing your power. They are recognizing the gravity of this life that you've chosen to live. So, let's see. This energy links the mundane to the extraordinary. This heavenly body takes us on a journey through our darkness, where we pass through to the next side with strengths we did not realize we had until we passed through that black place. Uh, um, so this ties into Virgo and Sagittarius. It's the Lord over matters of health, illness, and disease, and especially how they relate to our personal journey through life. One must see darkness before light. Thank you, JL. And it's true. It's true. You cannot allow yourself to become light blind. When you focus solely on love and light. I gotta fix this because there. Love and light, and darkness is. We're gonna leave that. Darkness is evil. It's evil. I'm scared of darkness. I don't. Fine. Have your way. Be like that. Like my hair. You cannot allow yourself to become light blind. And I'm telling you this because once you become light blind, you fail to realize the gravity of who and what you are. You fail to be able to really truly see with clarity what you are learning in that moment. A lot of the things that are being taught in spiritual circles, spiritual communities, whatever it is, much of that is controlled opposition. Much of that is a very distorted version of the actual truth. Much of that has been distorted in such a way that it will facilitate your lack of empowerment. It will facilitate the draining of your personal power. And you can't allow that. You can't participate in that, because what happens when you participate in that? You end up delaying your own progress. You end up creating more distortions within yourself that you really don't need. But I mean, if you don't want to see this for yourself, then I guess you do need to go through it. It's not a punishment. It's nothing more than choosing options. Am I going to learn this the easy way, or am I going to learn this the hard way? And if you learn this the hard way, that's because that's what you chose. Okay. You can't blame anyone else. Um, let's see. This is a card of great transformation. Once you're able to heal yourself, you can also take this gift and learn how to restore others. When this card turns up, it can indicate health matters or issues of a medical nature. This matter may have to do with health concerns, especially any emotional healing that's needed. At this time, you may find yourself visiting or having interactions with places that have to do with the healing of the body, mind, or spirit. And, it doesn't have to be an official place. It doesn't have to be a hospital. It doesn't necessarily have to be a church. Um, Sometimes you need to really slow yourself down so that you can understand within you is a sanctuary created just for you. And if you're not going to take up that space within your sanctuary and allow yourself to really learn and heal, something else is going to probably take that place. So, this relates to the Hanged Man. It's part of the healing process, contemplation, medicine, illness, grief, redemption. Oh, sucky sucky. So now it's circling back to the first card, redemption. I think many people, and this is not about healing things so that you can have another romantic go with someone. That if we get that out of here, get that out of here. This is about healing whatever distortions, whatever distorted stories you told yourself because of a separation. It's time to really put that to rest. The goal is not to have another romantic go with somebody. The goal is to understand the distortions that led you to veer off of your own spiritual path. This is about your healing. This is about your process, not about someone else. Not about trying to get someone else to come back, not about trying to convince someone else that, they should be with you. That's lower consciousness type of fixation. Okay. Our goal is to rise in consciousness. So, ooh, a bridge between the tangible and intangible. Facing yourself, the higher mind. Ooh. Heeding the call, deep listening, being bold. Oh, that's deep. Oh my gosh. Spiritual growth after abandonment. Mhm. How many of us have felt abandoned at one point in our life? How many of you guys? Have you ever felt abandoned? Abandoned by someone? Or, you know, no, your whole life. What if? What if this feeling of abandonment is really a call from your higher self to choose you, to not abandon yourself, to not abandon your needs and replace you with someone else? That's so deep. That's so deep. So there was some sort of connection, a soul based connection. Something happened within your perception that led to a sense of being abandoned, that led to a wound that was so ridiculously deep that for however long it's been, you haven't been able to get past it, to heal it. It's time for you to heal. It's really time to heal. And it's time to heal with efficiency. One of the most efficient ways to heal yourself, to create space for growth, is by using heart and throat chakra energy. When you begin communicating in an authentic and compassionate way about yourself, to other people, that really begins to open up your heart chakra. The heart is so powerful. It's so powerful. The human mind has this tendency to diminish what the heart and love actually is. Love is not just cuddling and gifts and like going out on dates and being physically intimate. Love is so much more than that. It has the, like, if you look at the totality of love, it has the ability to destroy as easily, efficiently, and powerfully as it has the ability to lift up. Okay. So you definitely have to allow that really powerful heart energy to help you communicate your needs, to help you begin verbally processing whatever it is that you got stuck on. Okay. Um, seek seclusion. Ooh, he looking for you. I'm joking. So seek seclusion. Okay. If you're really hurting right now, if you're really having a hard time processing, like, the things that's going on with the world, processing things going on within your personal life, it might be a good time for you to kind of just slip away and seclude yourself. Just rest, allow yourself to get recentered in your truth, and really, really just allowing yourself to see clearly. Okay. Um, La, 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 la. Card number 7, Legacy of Light. There you are, rising up to higher levels of consciousness. This is your goal. Pretty much all human beings are still in the toddlerhood of their consciousness. That's not a bad thing. It's really not a bad thing. This is not a competition. This is not a race. It's not even a comparison. You rise as you let go your need to participate in this matrix of division, this matrix of subjugation. Um, the weight of that, the weight of that participation, it makes it very difficult to rise. Not impossible, but very, very difficult. When you allow this matrix's um, a definition of a soul connection, this this earth plane's concept of a twin connection, you really, really limit what it actually is. It's so much more than a relationship, a romantic relationship. That type of connection can really be, for some, the thing that bumps you up to the next level of consciousness. And being bumped up to the next level of consciousness is not necessarily tied to you being better than other people. Okay. Instead, that bumping up in consciousness gives you the ability to better understand your journey, better see yourself through eyes of compassion, understanding, and patience. Okay. Ooh, card number 34, Ubuntu, compassion for others. So the thing is this, we have a tendency to have more compassion for others than we do for ourselves. Okay. If you allow yourself to be blind in one eye and then intentionally blind the other eye that can actually see the truth of what's going on, who are you being compassionate to? I often hear people, I often hear people who want to really progress in their spiritual journey. I often hear them say when they end up losing their temper and speaking truth. Okay, they're not just being nasty. They're speaking truth to someone else and it hurts that other person's feeling. I find them saying to themselves, "Oh, that was I should have known better. I should have been more compassionate." But compassionate to whom? Compassionate to a person who wasn't taking into account, into consideration your feelings, your heart. I mean, I'm not saying hold grudges against people. I'm saying, why can't you have the same level of unconditional compassion for yourself that you have for someone who is intentionally hurting your feelings? Why is that so much to ask of you? Why is it so much to ask you to see with your one clear eye that instead of just looking, you would rather blind yourself than admit, yes, they were doing wrong to me. Yes, I have a reason to be upset. Yes, what I said was mean, but it is also truth. And although I could have used a more compassionate delivery system, the delivery of that truth, period, is compassion in itself. Because oftentimes, these people who have such a hard time accepting truth are the very people who need the truth the most, but no one cares enough to give them the truth. Because, I mean, you don't want anyone to make you feel like you're a bad person. You don't want to look like you're mean. You don't want to look like you're picking on anyone. Well, but what if that's not? What if you're not picking on anyone? What if what's going on is you're being honest for the first time? This person is hearing the honest truth coming from you. Sometimes we need to realize who we really are. For me personally, I used to really beat myself up if I allow myself to be truthful with someone instead of just being quiet and letting them have their way and letting them, think whatever they want to think and be right. I mean, who cares about my feelings, right? And then I got to a point where when I would speak up for myself, um, I began to understand, you know what? By the time I get to a point where I have to say these things in a harsh way, it's because you've taken it so far with me. I've given you so many opportunities to bow out, to not take it to that point where you leave me no choice but to flex on you. And so I realized by the time I flex on someone like that, you earn that. You gave me no other choice. I'm not the kind of person that just hurts people. By the time I scratch you back, it's because you've clawed me all over already. And I needed to let you see, feel, hear, whatever it is, the gravity of your behavior. It's almost like just mirroring. Let me show you this ugly so you can understand how ugly you're acting. And that's not always the most appropriate approach, but you have to give yourself permission. If you know you're a very patient person, if you know you really go out of your way to understand someone, even if it's just silently, if you really, really try and give people the benefit of the doubt, by the time you say something, you were left no choice but to speak up. So stop beating yourself up for understanding your worth and choosing yourself. It's very rare that you do that. And if it's very rare that you do that, when you do it, understand it was necessary. It was a part of your growth. It was a part of their growth. It was necessary. And there's nothing mean about doing what is necessary. It's not mean. Would you rather let an entire family starve because it's mean to hunt the deer because there's no food? Gus Bambi, that's mean. Well, it's more mean for me to let an entire family with children starve. Just think about it. Think about it. Boundaries. There you go. Boundaries. It's okay for you to be a peacock. It's okay for you to embrace your peacock self. Peacocks are not cocky. Peacocks are not a-holes just because they have no shame and being beautiful parts of creation. You're going to say a peacock is a whore. I mean, does that make sense? Because you are able to begin grasping the gravity of your worth, of how people value you, of how you should value yourself. All of a sudden, oh, you're cocky, you're full of yourself, you're just not a nice person. Why? Have you ever asked yourself why? Why do you allow people to let you think that? Because they need you to think that in order for you to still be easy to access, easy to take advantage of, easy to abuse, easy to drain. They need you to believe that. There's nothing wrong with you questioning why. I mean, you need to do this. Why? Well, because you need to do this. Why? Well, because you're the only one that can do this. Well, why would I be the only one that can do that? Why are you volunteering me for things? Why are you trying to force me to participate in something that does not resonate? I mean, sometimes in asking those questions, whew, you really open up the door for truth to come out, because people who are trying to manipulate you, people who are trying to drain you and use you and all these other ugly things, the moment you start asking why is the moment you start pulling your power back from them. It makes it very difficult to control you when you don't blindly follow, right? So maybe that's it. Maybe that's the real meat of this message. It's time to stop blindly following, blindly complying with things that are not in alignment. And for some of you, the thing that's not in alignment is this connection. Because quite a few of us, my eyes look so intense. Let me calm my face down. Let me just calm my face down. My eyes are looking, damn, girl, why are you so mad? Whew. But sometimes it's this very connection that is not in alignment, because you know what's happened? We've allowed ourselves to really, really buy into this thing of my relationship ain't shit unless it has the label of twin. And if I can slap that label of twin, it don't matter how toxic it is. I mean, Damn, there's nothing sexier than when your twin is just not paying attention to you and you just got to beg for it. That shit don't apply. I'm not begging for shit. I'll tell you that much. I don't fall for that hype. I'm not begging for shit. You're not here. You're not here. I'm good. I'm good. I can still grow on my own. I don't need to partake in that because really, I'm not trying to give you guys, um, I'm not trying to excuse away the things that people have participated in. But if we're really going to be honest, which you guys know that's all I can really be, many of us have bought into a lie. That the most popularly believed things about twin connections, much of that is a twisted lie. A twisted lie. So instead of focusing on someone who you don't really know if that's the person you're supposed to connect with in some way, shape, or form, how about you focus on your growth? How about you allow yourself to really, really focus on your growth? Really focus on understanding yourself, on discovering these aspects of you that need your attention. Fortitude. Ooh, we got some animales. Hold up, hold up. We got some animales. So first off, we have a otter, an otter. So the otter right there. It's time to relax and be more playful, spontaneous, and creative. Clean up that area in your home that's needing organizing for some time. I'm assuming this home that they're referencing is that sanctuary within your heart, within your soul. Whatever struggles you're up against right now, confront them head on with courage, determination, and tenacity. Make your family a top priority at this time. You're going to experience a surge of energy and vitality. Let's look at the caribou. The caribou. Wait. What? Should be under deer. Deer. Okay. Here we go. Caribou. This is a time for you to act with resolve. So make a decision, stick with it, and take the appropriate action. The long emotional and spiritual trek you've been on is about to conclude. And once it does, you'll reap the rewards, benefits, and pleasures of having done it. There's something bugging you, and you need to address whatever it is and either try to change it, get away from it, or surrender to it. There is solidarity and camaraderie amongst the people you know and trust, which is something your soul is yearning for at this time. So indulge yourself and seek out these folks. Although your journey may seem rather lengthy, as long as you seek the support you need, you will succeed. Okay. And then we got a cougar. What'd you call me? I'm joking. Someone once messaged me that their favorite animal is a cougar. And I was like, why would you tell me that? It took me a good while to understand why would they tell me that? Because you want to be blocked is why. Okay, cougar. You're being called upon to provide leadership to your family, friends, community, or the world as a whole. There's a need for you to be very decisive right now. No more procrastinating on that important task. Just get to it. Stay strong, clear, and assertive with those who are asking or demanding that you change when you're not ready to. Ooh, y'all. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, that's cougar energy, and not cougar in the way that person messaged. Like I was like, yeah, no, they said their favorite animal is the cougar and the vulture. And I was like, what does that mean? Had to ask my son, what does it mean? It's not good, mom. Oh, okay. I'll just block them then. I don't need to understand. So the wolf. So the wolf is protecting your crown and third eye, right? Characteristics and behaviors that no longer serve your spiritual purpose are being culled from your consciousness. Make cooperation a priority over competition. Oh, I just had an aha moment. So It's important for us to see this soul connection as a family bond, okay? Before you start adding perversion, sexual stuff into this equation, this is about a soul family bond. All right? So, make cooperation a priority over competition. Valuable insights, ideas, and new teachings are coming your way, so pay close attention. It's important to maintain your self esteem and integrity and deeply trust in your inner knowing, even when you feel misunderstood or misaligned. You're being spiritually and psychically protected at all times, so there's really no need to fear. So even this fear of communicating once again with someone who probably hurt you very deeply, that fear is really unfounded. Words cannot hurt you if you define them in a way that empowers you on your journey. We as individuals and as societies have spent so much time allowing other people to create definitions for us. And then we just blindly follow that definition. Take, for example, apocalypse. Mhm. We now have it defined as like the end of the world, extinction level event, just really horrible, horrible, horrible things. When in reality, apocalypse really just means a revelation. We're about to see something, we're about to become aware. It doesn't talk about the end of the world. It doesn't talk about the end of humanity. And if we're going to be honest, which that's all I can really be, humans are basically like cockroaches. We're never going to go extinct. Never, ever. Hey, it's the truth. We can occupy all sorts of places and we become very parasitic with whatever place we occupy. And once we're there, there's nothing in nature that can really remove us except for our own, behaviors, nuclear spills and things like that. It doesn't sound good, but hey, if we're going to keep acting like cockroaches, then that's kind of how we're acting. So if we don't like that, then we have to take the steps to change that. And part of the steps, the most important steps in changing that is changing the definitions to the concepts, to the types of cycles we will allow ourselves to participate in. So, card number 50, Saturn return age. I just love this card because he's hugging his chest. Have you ever just held your boobs? Do you guys see that? Okay, let me just stop. There's a meme. Have you ever just held your boobs for comfort? Yeah, of course. Saturn return age. They always say time changes things, but you actually have to change them yourself. Saturn, as a lord of karma, shatters all illusions. And that's what's being shattered right now. Your illusions, the illusions that led you to believe that this connection is supposed to go a specific way based on what you think, failing to realize that if it's truly the connection that you think and want it to be, you have to honor the sovereignty of both parties. If you are there in that mindset where he's supposed to be with me, but his wicked wife, that evil bitch, that evil bitch, she's just keeping us apart. No, that's not honoring sovereignty. It's not. It's not. That's trying to impose your free will on someone else, on two other people. And it doesn't work that way. All right. So let's see. Um, it marks a period where childish things must be put away. Oh, that's so appropriate. That's so appropriate. That's like this concept of um, you went to the park and you found a toy. It was set down, and because the kid was playing in the sand, but now it's your toy. It's your toy. Yeah, put that shit away. That's not your toy. Okay, people are not toys. They're not belongings. They're not things that we can take ownership of. It doesn't matter if they're your twin flame, they're your soulmate, they're your twin ray. Hell, it doesn't matter if they were called from the ball sack of your soul's I don't know where I was going with that. I was going somewhere deep. It was a little too deep. Let me go back to the reading. There is no more getting ready to live your life. It's time to live it. And be responsible for your own dreams, goals, and affairs. If you hold on to things with no basis in reality, your suffering will grow and depression may follow. You cannot escape this truth seeking energy. You must face it. You got to face the sweaty ball sack. Dang-a-langin' from the ball sack. And if you're getting offended that I said ball sack, it's a real thing. Don't shame men for having ball sacks. I mean, I wish I had a ball sack. I'd put crystals in it. Let's see. Saturn returns tend to bring on rough passages, but also a harvest. Um, you may feel a sense of time running out. If any partnership is now being formed, that lover or partner may be older or in better standing than you. Pessimism may figure in, and you may be compelled to give up on something you believe in dearly. I mean, what do you really believe in, though? Do you believe in, I don't know. What do you believe in? Tell me. Tell me. What do you believe in? Okay. In truth, Saturn returns are all about correction. Saturn corrects any area which isn't based on reality. It might be romance, business deals, educational paths, partnerships, or marriage. This card is pointing something out to you that may not have been genuine in the first place, and that should probably be let go of. So, the bullshit's just draining from my third eye. It's been since this morning. So, here's the thing. Michael. So, sometimes when there's information and I don't want to say it, please don't be so self absorbed that you think everything is for you. Most times, most times, when I withhold information, that's a conversation between just me and Michael. That's my personal information, and I don't have to share that. Okay. So here's the he said, yes, I do. No, I don't. Free will, bichacho. So here's the thing. For some, this Saturn return has to do with your misconception, your ill perceived expectation that you are to be in a romantic relationship with a specific individual. You have to let that go. Let that expectation go. It's not healthy for you. Okay. This is for some. Now, for others, what this card is talking about is letting go of the distortions that led you to believe that it's your best option to avoid this at all costs. Okay. So the answer is going to be different for each of us. The answer is different for each of us. You have to take time to really, really assess what happened in that. What happened in that? Was I so eager to jump into something that I came out of the pocket and landed into the pot, the pan with hot oil? Oh, all right. Here goes. Card number 21, Beyond the Mind, the Heartbeat. Oh, shit. Do I have a. Hold on, guys. That's why I picked up my phone. I'm good. No session. Okay. Card number 21, Beyond the Mind, the Heart Beats. So there's going to be aspects of your journey that have to be processed in your mind. And then there's going to be aspects of your journey that have to be processed in your heart. Okay. And you're going to have to learn to discern which gets processed where. You can't expect the mind and the heart to process in the same way and to come to the same conclusions. They often come to very different conclusions. And one of the ways that you can have them work together is by doing all the work that's necessary to realign the two. Okay. You have to have them in full alignment, the mind and the heart, in order for them to come to the same conclusions. Um, oh God. How many months is it till fall? So August, September. Okay. Fucking A. Okay. So it's fine. It's fine. So 2 plus 1 is 3. Within 3 months, when the fall when the leaves start to fall, um, there's gonna be a lot of chaotic things that go on in your life. A lot of chaotic things that lead to activation, lead to reconnection. It's gonna be chaotic. And from this chaos will be a creation that is it's gonna elevate your journey, okay? Um, I don't wanna make any assumptions of what's gonna initiate this chaos. Um, what could it be? So it can be several different things. Obviously, it can be someone um, reconnecting with you and interacting. You know, you'll have to deal with that when if that comes, you'll have to deal with that and see whether you want to interact, how deep you want to interact, all of that stuff, all of that jazz. But there's other aspects to it because for some of us, this is more rooted in things that are like instability within society, like a deterioration of structure, of general public safety. Um, yeah, girl, it is so intense. In 3 more months, this what you feel is intense right now, it's just like clenching your ass, okay? If you clench your ass real tight, for the first minute, it's kind of like, "Ooh, this is intense." You keep on for another 2 minutes, try it. I'll sit here and wait. Try it. Stand up, clench your ass real tight, and then tell me how intense that becomes. I mean, it's intense. But here's the thing. This is a perfect example because the butt is actually where the top half and the bottom half are connected. This is the place that has the most mobility. You can bend and whatever you want to do, you can do with that. Now, this is the most important part of that analogy. In the first minute of ass clenching, it can become very uncomfortable. You can start to feel a burn. Um, you continue to clench for another 2 minutes, that's going to hurt real bad. You probably, if you continue clenching for those next 2 minutes for a total of 3 minutes, oh my God, you're probably going to do something to your ass. It's gonna do something. It's not gonna give you a nice bubble ass like you think, like, "Oh, if I just clench it for 3 minutes, it's gonna give me a bubble ass despite having a flapjack." I don't think so. I don't think so. What's gonna end up happening is you're gonna be hurting, you're gonna be having a hard time, a very hard time walking the next day. So, how does this relate to society? Well, right now our asses are clenched. And storylines, certain types of invitations to participate in certain types of I don't fucking know what. They're asking you to clench your ass for another 2 minutes. The key here is in knowing you ain't gotta clench your ass. Unclench it. Stop holding on so tight to something that's not guaranteed. Stop clenching, resisting, and holding that painful phase. All you got to do is let go, and your ass will be fine. I promise you. If you think that clenching for a prolonged period is going to lead to some sort of beautiful outcome, like a real shelf ass, a real bubble ass, you're lying to yourself. Just like you think, if you think holding on to something that hasn't been around for however long is going to lead to something beautiful. No, you're just going to get a cramp in your hand. You're going to get a cramp in your hand. Your forearm's probably going to hurt. And I mean, I don't know. I don't think that's going to work out. I really don't think that's going to work out. But on the other hand, if you just let go, if you just allow yourself to flow and trust in your soul to be able to bring to you the experiences, the connections, the circumstance that's going to be of your highest benefit to elevate your potentiality to the highest level of potentiality. That works out a lot better. That works out so much better. There's less resistance, there's less pain, there's less anything negative. But I mean, if you like it, if you're kind of a masochist, that's fine. Keep clenching your ass. Card number 7, pause in your journey. See, there you are. Having lost your identity. You've lost your identity. You've lost your head over something. Your heart has a gaping wound. It's been emptied out. If you're at this point, pause. You don't get a medal. You don't get a sticker for pushing through, for forcing yourself to continue to endure things that are tearing you apart at the seams. You don't get a sticker for that. They don't even give you cookies. They don't give you cookies. They don't give you a sticker. You don't get a special hat. You don't get to be first in line. There's nothing. There's no benefit of that. So let go. Allow yourself to pause. Really assess who you've become and where you want to go with your journey. Okay? Oh, but he needs to be with me. Boo. If he ain't there with you right now, if he is not on the phone talking about his plan to come to you, to swoop you up, he doesn't want to be there. That's his choice. Leave him alone. Just leave him alone. Pick you this time. Don't pick him. Pick you. Okay? Give back. Give them back their toxicity. Give them back their hat. um, give back. Give back to yourself. In all seriousness, give back to yourself. This is card number 6. 6 being the number of receiving. 6 being the number of an involuted, lower reflection of that God number 9. Give back to yourself. Whatever type of happiness you were trying to provide someone who's not even there. Okay, regardless of whatever reason you came up with why he's not there or she's not there, who cares about the reason? Again, if it's meant to be, whether it's just a connection as friends, a connection as um Pedro. Pedro said as a connection as porn stars. Pedro, be quiet. Trust your soul to be able to provide you the connections and the experiences that you need at the perfect time, the time when you need it most, the time where you can really benefit from that the most. Because oftentimes people think, I mean, for a long time, people will be like, I'm so ready. I'm ready for this activation. I'm ready. And then I do the activation and it's just a DNA activation. And they're like, oh my God, Emmie, I feel like I'm dying. What did you do to me? You motherfucker, you said you was ready. You swore up and down for 2 weeks, harassing me, telling me you're ready. A lot of the things we think we're ready for, we don't even really know what that is. We don't even really know what that is. If you're going to try and control your journey to that degree, you're probably going to have an ass clench moment. No joke. So take things in moderation. Okay? Allow yourself to really experience life as it is. Have you ever felt when a hummingbird flies past you? Have you ever felt that? That moment where it's because we have a lot of hummingbirds outside and I feed them. It's this moment of just a synchronization of vibration. It's just really quick. It only lasts for a few seconds. They'll fly over and they'll completely ignore me and they'll drink. And for a few seconds while they're drinking, something about the beat of their wings and the beat of my heart, it becomes synchronized. And that's such a beautiful moment. And to be honest, as beautiful and delicious as that moment is, to be able to synchronize with another creature so beautiful, um, I can only do that in moderation. I can only do that in moderation. You know why? Because if I allow myself to get too addicted to that type of energy, to that level of connection, it kind of diminishes what that experience is. Let that sink in. Well, I don't really get to talk to them too much. I need to talk to them every day, several times a day. Anytime something happens, I need to talk to them. I need to hear them. They need to hear me. We need to talk. What the fuck? So, what's that really? Is that a soul connection or has it become a crutch? Because now you've established a codependency. You can't think for yourself. You can't exist by yourself. Now you need something else to help you exist. Makes no sense. So everything in moderation. Contact, space, whatever it is. Everything in moderation. You're the whisper of a summer breeze. Here we go. Card number 14, Taurus, I have. That looks like such a mischievous bull. Look at his face. It looks like he's been talking shit about you. It looks like this Taurus invited you to lunch. And when you went to the bathroom, they were talking shit about you. Oh my gosh. There are three classes of people: those who see when they are shown, and those who do not see. You're about to grow something from which there will be beauty and abundance. It has to be you. It has to be you. It has to be you that you choose to grow. Let the seeds of your dreams be what's planted in the garden of your heart and your mind. Stop planting seeds of toxicity. Even if other people do this, because I just heard someone, I didn't do that. Someone else did that. Okay, well, you're fucking watering it. Seeds don't grow unless you water it. You can't just stick a seed in the ground and then it's going to randomly grow. You have to water it. You have to care for it. You have to allow it your attention. Give it your attention and it will grow. That toxic seed will grow. You'll begin to be very fixated on that toxic mindset. That's up to you. All right. Sign of the gentle gardener. Taurus people take their time with feet firmly planted on the ground. They must be certain about everything before choosing what comes next. The world of Taurus is the world of the senses: food, fabric, color, skin. And very sumptuous they are. They are fond of lovely things and place great value on money. So maybe it's time for you to pull in some of that Taurian energy. Maybe it's time for you to be a gentle gardener within the garden of your heart and your mind. Maybe it's time for you to move forward in your journey with your feet firmly planted, very much grounded in the center of your truth. Um, Maybe you need to be certain about everything before choosing what comes next. You guys, okay, that does it. So, for some of you, there really is going to be a return of someone that needs to communicate with you. hmm Let's see. Okay. They tend to be dismissive over subjects they don't know much about. So if you're going to be dismissive over subjects, it's like it was thrown out of my hand. Over subjects that you don't know much about. So you don't know what's happened. If you don't know why there was a disconnect, you just know there was a disconnect. You felt the pain of the disconnect. You allowed yourself to create a story about why there was a disconnect because you didn't get the answers that you wanted. Well, that's going to create some sort of dismissive behavior, right? You're going to be filtering whatever that communication is with a dismissive lens. That's not going to help you to grow. It's not going to help you to grow. If you're not ready to have the conversation, just be honest. You know what? You hurt me so much. I don't know that I can talk to you right now or maybe ever. Thank you for reaching out. When I'm ready, I'll message you back. And if I never message you, then you'll know. So maybe that's a kind of conversation you need to have, but you can't keep on with this assumption. Okay. Um, with that said, Taurus is a sign that rules the fairy world. Pedro. Okay. When this card comes up in a reading, energy issues will be bearing on the matter, whether obvious or not so obvious. Let's see. This card indicates talents in the arts, especially singing and music. Hmm. Okay, so this indicates tradition and not so much being brash, controversial, or eccentric. Taurus, of course, is bullish, so you may encounter a few stubborn or obstinate individuals. Anything offbeat won't serve you at this time. Whatever you do now, take on a practical or conservative tone. So be very practical, be conservative in your approach if there is communication. Um, and, it's not necessarily that you have to avoid communication. It's not necessarily that you have to force communication. It's that you need to begin the process of trusting your soul to provide you the experiences and connections that you need at the time you are ready to most benefit from that. Okay. Let's finish this up. I have food to eat. Oh, actually, no, I don't. I don't. I need to eat. I just realized I don't even know if I ate breakfast. I slept 30 minutes today. Yeah, so just don't take much of what I say to heart. Oh shit. Here we go. Here we go. Going through the same thing. All right. Let me just I know, I want to sleep. I so want to sleep. I went to sleep like at 9 o'clock a.m. 9 a.m. And then I woke up at I think 9:30. Whatever. All right, here goes. I like the way you work it. No diggity. About to bag it up. I like the way you work it. So we have the death card. This motherfucker's trying to trample your ass. They're trying to trample you. Get up. Don't just lay there and let people do horrible things to you. Get up. Death of situation or endings, new beginnings. So, the mindset that allowed for a continuation of your wound to fester, to become necrotic, that needs to end. It just needs to be done. You don't need to explain it to anyone. You don't need to make any kind of public confession. Just choose for yourself to knock that shit off. Okay. We also have Knight of Wands, young man, important letter. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. These cards came out side by side, right? So there's communication needing to take place, whether it's within yourself or an actual verbal communication or just electronic communication. Here you are. Here you are. Here is your entire spiritual team. Please, can you just let them through? Let that sink in. Really look at that. That's you blocking your own growth. So you need to stop that. Okay. I like the way you work it. No diggity. I'm about to bag you up. Here we go. Three of Swords in reverse. Distraction, confusion, disorder, mistake, incompatibility, anxiety, and loss. I think this is the energy within us. I think this is definitely the energy within us. We're trying to distract ourselves. This attempt to distract ourselves from the very things that we need to be aware of, the very things that we need to focus on, is creating confusion and disorder within us. This confusion and disorder, this fear fueled confusion and disorder is causing mistakes, is causing you to become incompatible even with your own journey. That's huge. That's huge. La 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 la. Let me play amongst the stars. Knight of Cups in reverse. Subtlety, trickery, a sly and cunning person, a person capable of swindling. So, who's actually getting swindled here? Who's actually getting swindled here? Are we allowing for negativity to continue here because we are blocking our understanding? We are blocking our growth. And it might be that we're not intentionally blocking it. It might be that we've become so hurt and that hurt has festered for so long that we can't see things clearly. Everything is all distorted. And it's not about blame. This is not about me trying to say, you did this. This is your fault. This is me telling you, hey, um, you might want to reanalyze a few things and maybe choose something that's less painful and negative. Okay. Because you have the power to do that. No one else can do that for you. If you're not going to change your mindset, no one else can change it for you. So we also have Queen of Pentacles, professional business domineering. Let's see what this is. La, 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 la. Prosperity and well being, generosity, security, liberty, grace, dignity, a noble soul. So here's the thing. Wait. I'm wondering if what this is delivering is these aspects. I'm wondering if there's a part of you, maybe your higher self, maybe your guides. I don't know what it is, but it's trying to bring in your nobility. It's trying to bring it back to you. But here we are again. We're focused on things that it was meant to grow us, but instead of growing, it became something that further crippled us. And if that's true for you, you got to be honest with yourself. This is not about trying to put up a front that you got all your stuff handled, that you got this. I mean, does anyone really care whether you have this or not? No. Stop trying to entertain other people. Instead, focus on your journey. Do you really got this? Or do you need to pause? Do you need to reassess? Do you need to take accountability? Because really, no one can block things from you but yourself. Trust me. I've had teams of people try and block me from live streaming, from getting out messages, like literally teams of people. Didn't do shit. The only time I stop doing the messages and what I'm supposed to do is when I choose not to. When I choose to allow myself to use excuses as to why I no longer want to do this, I no longer want to do, that's the only time. No one else can force me to stop doing something. Nobody. So take that in for yourself. No one can force you to deny yourself the love, the support, the understanding, the grace that you deserve. No one can force you to deny yourself that. So let's see. So the Magician in reverse, weakness of will, ineptitude, insecurity, delay, the use of one's skills for destructive ends. Ooh. So that's it. That's your higher self calling you out. If this is resonating, I'm not calling you out. Your higher self is trying to get you to see things. There's maybe some distortions that you need to correct, that you need to recalibrate so you can finally see clearly. Again, weakness of will, ineptitude, insecurity, delay, the use of one's skills for destructive ends. If there is one sign in this zodiac, I mean, and I don't know much about zodiacs, but this is my gut feeling. If there is one sign from the zodiac that can really take self-destruction to a whole nother level, Pisces. We got that shit. We really, really do. We totally got that unlocked. And just because we have the ability to do that does not justify our distorted perception that we should. You don't have to be self destructive. You can choose to be a different way. You can choose your path to be one that is very gentle, very smooth, something where you learn in a way that is just, there's no struggle to it, where you can just flow and accept. Do fish struggle to breathe in the ocean? No, because it's their element. That's where they belong. So what if maybe the reason you're struggling so much is because you're not in your element? And maybe you're not in your element because you have gone out of your way to deny your actual identity, to deny your truth, deny your needs. And now in your attempt to avoid that, you're out of your element. That's going to be very difficult. Very, very difficult. So maybe it's time for us to slow down and reassess what our element actually is. And then take it from there. Okay. Allow yourself enough compassion to grow, grow with grace. Okay. You don't always have to be right. You don't always have to be wrong. You don't always have to be the person causing drama. You don't always have to be the person allowing yourself to receive drama. There's no one way to be. The only one way to be is very unique to you, and you have to decide that. You have to allow yourself permission to connect with the things that you need to connect with, or disengage from the things that have been drowning you in your own sorrow. Because I think quite a few Pisceans are at that point where you can't drown in the depths of your heart's ocean, but you can absolutely drown in your sorrow. It's kind of like putting a fish in bleach water. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for sharing this space with me and just being open to me reading the cards. It's going to be a very challenging, maybe 3 months. Okay. I don't know what happens after that 3 months. I don't know if the challenge becomes even more difficult. And I'm not too certain if that challenge has to do with society or personal circumstance. So just keep your head up. Keep your head up. Allow yourself to remain very limber. Allow yourself to let your soul guide you to the places you should be and the places you should avoid. Okay, you got this. You absolutely got this. So, guys, please give this video a thumbs up. If you have not already subscribed, please subscribe. Turn on your notification bell. If you have subscribed and you're not getting notifications, please check your settings. Okay, sometimes YouTube makes changes. Whatever. Just change it back. All right, bye, guys.